everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Case Closed. My name is Edwin Johnson. Let's jump into this. On today's episode, we're going to talk about when T.O. just said it right on First Take on Stephen A's own show that Max is more black than you are. Let me tell you something. The thing is, the reason he said it is because he's right. If you look at Stephen A. Smith's past, present, or anything like that, he just always side with the corporate. He always goes that route. I mean, it's like he doesn't understand what people are talking about. He tries to slide little things in there. Like, if you look at yesterday's episode, or the day before, I think it was Monday or Tuesday's episode, he tries to talk about Colin Kaepernick's record. He brings up Kaepernick's record. A lot of people do. And the very first thing I tell people is about Kaepernick's record is who was his coaches? What was going on in the 49ers organization at the time that all happened? Because if you look at it, in the organization with Kaepernick's, when he started having a decline, is when they started messing with Jim Harbaugh. When they started messing with Jim Harbaugh, he left the next following year. And then they got Jim Thompson in. When he came in, you already knew what that was all about. He was a first-year coach, didn't know what he was doing. Terrible record. Then they had Chip Kelly, who wasn't a bad coach, but Kaepernick had to sign a new contract just to play. He had to sign just to play, and he was hurt. A lot of people say, well, he lost his starting job to blame Kaepernick. No, he got hurt, and then he couldn't play until he signed a new contract. See, a lot of people don't know these things because they just talk. They just talk. Forget all that. The problem with Stephen A. Smith on today's episode was that that's exactly what happened. T.O. called him out. T.O. finally said it that everybody probably wanted to say to him. Everybody and their mama wanted to say it to him, and they finally said it. And the thing is, though, what Stephen A. Smith don't understand is Kaepernick had to sign his rights over in order to play in the NFL. Kaepernick don't want to do that. And Stephen A. Smith makes it sound like it's a problem. He tries to spin it as if that's not the case. It's totally the case. He said it on the show multiple times that Kaepernick should just sign the contract and play, regardless of what the contract says, because that's what he wanted to do. But that's not it. What everyone is trying to explain to him that in that period, his people told him not to sign it because of what was in the contract, so they didn't want to sign it. Stephen A. Smith just doesn't understand that, it seems like. Like he just expects Kaepernick to shut up and play. He really does. He expects Kaepernick to shut up and play. Doesn't work like that. And I don't blame T.O. for calling him out on that. And I love every minute of that. That was amazing. T.O., you always been one of my favorite wide receivers in the San Francisco Cincinnati Bengals or wherever you went, even when you played for the Dallas Cowboys for a little while. Hey, dude, you always been one of my favorite wide receivers because you was on San Francisco 49ers, and like I always say, that's my favorite team to the end of this day. And Stephen A. Smith, you just got called out. I don't care what nobody said. Today's episode proved, I hope 1,000 memes get made about you on today's episode because that's exactly what you are. I swear to Jesus you are like that. Thanks, man. This is Case Closed. Stephen A. Smith, Max, yeah, you are now.